This is Virginia. She's a 52-year-old nurse living in Harare, Zimbabwe. She's just come to the end of a 12-hour shift in the clinic where she works, but she's not done for the day. She's got another job waiting for her at home, running this small grocery store out of her backyard. Given her nurse's pay, she has little choice. Now she's had enough. She's planning to leave this life behind and head to the UK, where her salary could be 10 times higher than the average $200 a month workers make in Zimbabwe.
With the amount of remuneration I'm getting right now, I don't see myself having a comfortable retirement when I retire.
Virginia has already passed the English test she needs for a visa, but in the meantime, she's also raising chickens and rabbits to feed her family. It's a grueling routine, and the clinic is suffering from a lack of staff.
We are burnt out. That's all I can say. It's tiring. The nurse patient ratio is really bad.
According to Virginia, she cares for 4 times as many patients as she should, and in the under-equipped hospital where sometimes the most basic of medications run out, many of the staff are overwhelmed. Underpaid, exhausted and demoralised, many have already given up and emigrated. It's a vicious cycle, as the situation gets even worse for those that stay behind.
As Zimbabwe, we've been affected a lot because about 60 to 70% have gone so far, because if you want to check with the interbank rate market, you find that they are earning less than $200, and if you check on the black market rate, it's less than $100.
Last year alone, 1,800 nurses emigrated. That's more than 10% of the country's public hospital workforce. In Harare, long lines form at dawn in front of the buildings that issue passports and visas. In part because of COVID and Brexit, the UK currently has high demand for nurses, with more patients and fewer workers coming from Europe. And it's a hiring trend that's expected to continue. For Zimbabwe, that means the exodus is far from over. A world record in the making? Snaking through the capital, Cotonou, this artwork showcases the rich history and culture of Benin. As part of the New Benin Festival, local and international artists are aiming to create the world's largest outdoor mural.
For ce festival, on a un pan de mur assez large.
For this festival, we're using a fairly wide section of wall, with a varied range of artists. We not only have graffiti artists, but we also have visual artists who have joined the festival. And it's a moment for sharing. At the same time, it is a moment of discovery for people.
Much of the graffiti is inspired by artefacts looted by colonial France and recently returned to Benin. The pieces are now exhibited nearby at the presidential palace.
Toutefois, c'est une continuité et ces œuvres dont il est question font partie de l'histoire du Bénin.
It is a work in progress, and these stolen artworks are part of Benin's history.
Certains artistes, dans leurs œuvres, puissent.
And it goes without saying that certain artists, through their work, connect with these artifacts.
Ces œuvres.
The project is supported by the Claudine Talon Foundation, named after Benin's First Lady. Some of the works celebrate the West African state's achievements.
When I arrived, I saw the mural. I liked it very much. The country has changed, and it is quite fitting.
But critics say that while the economy may have modernised, democracy in Benin has suffered since Talon gained power in 2015. Organisers of the festival want to harness the mural and make the link between the people and Benin's heritage.
I'm a bit of an Afrocentrist, and the objective is for our history to be promoted. It must be told, so the next generation can be connected to its identity.
So far, the artists have covered 700 metres in just over a month. They hope to expand the mural to 1,300 metres by next year and claim the record for the longest graffiti fresco in the world. This is the spot at the Mamels Hills in the centre of Dakar where Senegal will build its first seawater desalination plant. If it all goes according to plan, the plant will be up and running in 2025, and it should drastically improve the water supply in a city that regularly battles water shortages. But for the beaches at the foot of these hills, the project is a threat. Opponents say the desalination scheme is the final blow to the area. It comes after years of creeping development.
Once upon a time, the beach was bigger. There weren't these constructions. It was a bit like a forest up there. It was more than 200 metres of beach, but now it's getting smaller.
It's one of the last beaches that are accessible to the public. Much of the coastline in Senegal is in private hands. Local businesses say that they will have to pull out of the area, and they're unhappy, despite talk of compensation.
We have tried to raise awareness for all those concerned, and so far nothing is being done. So we are obliged to comply with the state's decision. We're here in limbo. We're waiting for the next step.
Fishermen too are upset. They fear that the plant will spew out a high salt byproduct, hot brine that will affect their livelihoods.
If they build the factory here, won't the salinity levels increase? Won't it scare away the fish? Have they told the fishermen what will happen next? No. And that's the problem.
The state insists that the desalination plant is in the public interest and has been designed to preserve marine life. But fishermen say they can already see a negative impact since work began.
The fish used to come and feed near the rocks, but since the work started, we don't see them anymore. Even the divers can't see the fish any longer, because the seawater is so discoloured from the factory waste.
Water shortages continue to disrupt the lives of Dakar's residents, and as the population grows, so does the problem. But for critics, desalination is not the answer. Unlike Gulf countries where desalination plants are common, Senegal is neither very dry nor very rich. But it does have a lot of untapped groundwater reserves, and accessing these hidden resources should be the government's priority, they say.